How has your ingenuity in coming up with this technology to help your son get dressed in the morning, how has that affected him in terms of his self-esteem?
To be honest, he's always had great self-esteem. He has. He is very much. He seems. He seems very. It's like a gratitude that he has. He's grateful for it. He sees that it does help. You know, if I have a pair of socks that doesn't have the Braille on it, he's like, yeah, but it didn't have it on it, so I didn't know how to put it on by myself. So I ain't gonna have to go back and help him put the sock on if I chose that sock that didn't have that Braille code on it, didn't have it on it. So those are things that he now looks for it. He seeks for it.
For those of us who don't know Wani, can you describe him for us?
Okay, Wani is a very caring. He's a very sweet boy. He's very sweet. He has a great heart. And he loves to introduce himself. He loves to ask questions when he meets someone to kind of get to know you a little better. And his mind is sharp. He's very sharp. Whereas if he does hear your voice, he'll recall the last conversation you had or the last place he saw you at. You know, he has a great memory with people. He's just very he's the best thing that ever happened to me.
You know, I asked you that question, and in my mind, the first thing that comes to my mind is beautiful. Yeah. He's a beautiful child.
He is.
He's genuine. You can almost tell he's genuine. I get chills talking about him and thinking about him.
And I get teary-eyed. I get teary-eyed.
That's how special he is.
He makes me want to cry because he's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
My life, when I thought it was the worst and most devastating situation, knowing that you had a child, your firstborn, and you don't know what to do. You don't know anyone who ever experienced anything like that. And then you have this child, you have to learn him in such a different way than what you would as an average child. And if anything, he gave birth to me. He brought me to life. He brought me life. He gave me life. So he is the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have all the things that I have now. He is just a wonderful child, and I feel so blessed to have been his mother. I love that I'm his mom. I thank God that he gave him to me. It's the truth.
Yeah, I know.
It's the God honest truth. He's a wonderful kid. I wouldn't even have the era because of him. And I know that I have her now. And she's just another guide for him. And she's so protective over him, and she loves him so much. So it's great. But anytime I talk to him, I talk about him, it's that deep for me. I always kind of break down when I think of him intently. Or if someone asks me about him, it's just,
What are your hopes for him in the future?
When I think of Wani, I really see him to. He's gonna strike out on his own very quickly. I feel like I have to catch up with him. That's what I feel like, because his questions are getting more intense, more intense. He's getting more curious about a lot of things. So my expectations, what I want for him is to fulfill his life to the fullest. Whatever curiosities, whatever things he wants, for him to go for it. I want him to go for it full throttle and do what he needs to do to fulfill anything he wants to fulfill, And by him wanting to be that type of child, what I see of him, I'm trying to hone whatever he shows me. Whatever I see in him, I'm gonna back him up and give him all the tools that he needs.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's my plan. And I don't worry too much about him anymore. I don't worry as much as I did the first 2 years of his life. I just know he's gonna flourish. He's gonna be just fine.